Dr. Abdullah Namshi of English language at King Abdulaziz University. It's our pleasure to meet you today. We are students from Prince Turkish School, and we have about 10 questions to ask you, hoping your answer. These questions, the common people in the school would like to hear the answer of these questions. So, shall we go ahead?
Yes, certainly. Go ahead.
What's your feelings towards the English Language Day, which in 23 April?
Okay, my feelings towards the day, though this is the first time I do something on this day, is something I would encourage and support because it gives emphasis on the idea of learning English, and I think it's a good opportunity for people to open their eyes to the advantage of learning English and what it can do for them for the future. So I do support it.
So what's your feeling? What's your thought about English language in general?
In general, English was my passion. Languages were my passion. When I was like you, when I was in high school, I have always wanted to learn languages, and I learned English and French, and I tried to learn some German, but of course my focus was on English, and I like the English language, and my major is linguistics, which is the science of language, but I had to study everything in English. Of course, if you're doing linguistics, you have to study in English. I've done my higher education in America and in the United Kingdom. And here I am in the English language department. I like English, and I like those who like the English language, because if you like it, you will excel in it. I always tell my students that if you don't like the English language, maybe you should look for something else to do as a university major. It's very important for students to like the language they would like to learn, to have a positive attitude towards the language and its culture. If they don't, then they might have a hard time learning it.
So, how does the society deal with the people who don't speak English or don't understand English?
Well, in our society, it depends. If you're talking about those who don't know English,
yes,
then they look with admiration and respect for those who know English. Everybody wants their kids to speak English, or if they're parents. And of course, if for those who know English, I'm sure they like to have people as friends and co-workers, colleagues who know English, so they can practice English with them, speak English with them. So I think it's something that everybody would look at with admiration and respect, and with positive attitude.
Do you have a vision of making all students or all people in Saudi Arabia English speakers?
I don't have a vision. As a matter of fact, I don't think that everybody must or should learn English. I like to leave it as optional. I think the optionality of learning English is what makes those who learn English excel in the language. Because if we impose it on everybody, then most likely they're not going to learn it.
Yes.
You cannot make somebody learn something that they don't want, especially if it's a language. A language, as I said earlier, you have to love it in order to learn it, and to need it too, because there are many people who don't find it necessary to learn English. They don't see it as important. So I think it should we should not say that everybody has to learn English, but I would encourage everybody to try and learn it, but not everybody has to learn it. No.
We love the English language.
You know, if they love it, if their profession, the profession they're seeking requires knowledge of English, then yes, they should try and learn English, like engineers, doctors, you know, all kinds of jobs that require English. But again, there are jobs that do not need English, and therefore we should not expect people who work in these professions to learn English.
So, does the university have courses for the beginners to learn English?
The university has what they call the preparatory year, which teaches English, basic English. However, it's not enough. For us here in the Department of English, we teach basic skills. It's not basic English, but it's it's basic courses, which include listening, speaking, reading, writing, to prepare students for the major, which is linguistics and literature. Though it's not enough. What the English we teach here is not enough, because we expect students to come to our department with enough knowledge of English to enable them to carry on a course in literature or linguistics.
So thank you for answering my question.
You're
Now
welcome.
he's going to ask you.
Sure.
Good. What are the motivations that motivate people to learn English?
What motivates people to learn English? Again, it could be the fact that they love English and its culture. Maybe they want to travel, and also motivation could be instrumental motivation, which means that they will use English as an instrument for a profession. As I said, maybe they want to be doctors, so they feel motivated to learn English because they want to be good doctors. Because if you don't know English, you will not be a good doctor or a good engineer or a good pilot, or these businesses that require English.
Does the surrounding environment affect on learning English?
Of course, yes. Those who are surrounded by English speakers will learn English faster and better. For instance, those who go to study English abroad in the English-speaking countries like America or the UK or New Zealand or Australia, their English will be better. They will learn English faster than if they were here, because here the language is not English, it's Arabic. Therefore, they struggle more to learn English here.
What is the easiest and fastest way to learn English in Saudi Arabia?
In Saudi Arabia, without having to travel abroad?
Yes.
The easiest and the fastest way is to depend on yourself. Don't rely on the establishment that, whether it's a university or language institute or a school. It's not enough. It's never enough. So I'll tell you, those students we have here who speak English very well learned it on their own. There are many ways of learning English on your own nowadays. Internet, radio, movies. That's how you can learn English fast.
Could you please give us some advices to improve our English?
Read, and read. Reading is the best tool to improve your English, improve your grammar, your spelling, your writing ability to write, composition. It's very important. Reading, I think, is on top of the list. Yeah.
That's all, Dr. Abdullah. We are pleased to meet you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
I'm glad to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.